So now we are at the last part of the first part of the day's program. I have a number of people that I need to introduce you to. A workshop of this size doesn't happen by one person, as Hinek said earlier. So first, a couple of colleagues who have helped us put this together. Philip Kuhn. Many of you who are undergrads surely dealt with him for a long time. Summer schoolers, he organized the whole thing. A number of things like that. So that's Philip. Jason Eisner sitting back there. Jason will be with us through the summer, and he's usually a good, if a tough, mentor to all the undergrads. So we'll see him on Thursdays, I think, Jason. And David Yarowski, who's not here today. So behind the scenes, he's been working to get us the lab space where we'll go next. But most important of all, something like this requires serious logistics. I like this expression. It's an English expression. I don't know if Americans use it a lot. It's said that wars are won not by the soldiers in the army, but the quartermasters. So you get all the logistics to run well. And so we have a fine team. Ruth Skelly, who's sitting back there, I'm sure you've all corresponded with her. Ruth is our main administrative coordinator. She'll take care of all sorts of nuts and bolts issues for you. Yamis Diggs is there. Yamis is the money person. So if you have money problems, here to talk to Yamis. And well, she'll have an answer. You may not like it. And Ruth is assisted by two student workers who are going to be with us this whole summer. And they're not here with us right now, but they're Jenny and Matt, and you'll see them later. So this is our administrative group. I'll bring Ruth on in a moment because she has a few housekeeping announcements to tell you about. The other group of people you'll deal with are Carl Pupa is our senior assistant administrator, and he's assisted by Adedapo, who was over here a few minutes ago. These guys will make sure your computer lab works well and you're able to get your work done. And back there is Alex. Alex is our media coordinator. He might come by and talk to you a little bit about your work. He'll write little blurbs on our webpage. I don't know if he's planning to, but he often even sends out tweets and does little Facebook posts and things like that. So don't be surprised if one of your friends says, "Hey, I heard about you on Facebook." So let me give it over to Ruth. Ruth. Yep.
Let's see. We have a picnic this evening. I hope everyone's coming. Right now we're planning for it to be outside at the Mason Fountain. We're keeping a watch on possible rain. If that happens, we'll be in a situation. But and I guess for the moment, that's it. I'm up in 2.6, and as I said, I look forward to getting all of the work out of the way by the end of this week.
Excellent. Thank you, Ruth. So if you don't know anybody else, if you know Ruth, you can still function in this place. So get to know her. Right. So again, to remind you, for the rest of the summer, for the rest of 6 weeks, we are in 3 buildings mostly. So this building you're in is called Hackerman Hall. It's CLSP's home. We are on the 2nd and 3rd floors. Ruth's office, most importantly, is on the 2nd floor. So is Carl's. So get to know the 2nd floor of Hackerman. Our workshop lab is in the building next to us to the south. It's called Malone Hall, and we're on the 2nd floor of Malone as well. And that building houses the computer science department, something called the Hopkins Extreme Materials Institute, and a couple of things like that. And I think it also now has the new Malone Center for Translational Medicine, I think. But anyway, we are on the 2nd floor of Malone, beautiful space, and there are 3 rooms over there. And so each of the teams has a large room by itself. They're right next to each other, so you can walk back and forth easily. There's a nice foyer outside where there are places to sit, high tables, and there are lots of writable spaces. I think most of the walls in Malone are writable. So if you see markers lying in a little tray next to a wall, it means it's a writable wall. And so it's good space for communicating and so on and so forth. So that's mostly our home. But then every day at 3 p.m., there's a mandatory cookie break. So everybody has to leave the lab and come down to Barton Hall. There is a lounge, and the lounge has a espresso maker. It has a kitchen with a fridge, a couple of other things. And the lounge is ours for the summer. A few ECE students might still come by because during the term they use it, so they might not remember that it's ours now, and we'll welcome them. We won't keep them out. But it's our lounge, and again, it has some couches and other things like that. So again, Hackerman Hall, to the south, Malone Hall is where we live, and to the east is Barton. So in Barton, our lounge is at 117. And all three places have card access. So during the day, the buildings are typically open. Evenings and weekends, they're closed. So each of you will get a card like this one. And all the doors have electronic readers. So you just swipe your card and you get in. And that's your access to the places. And of course, your residence halls are north of here for most of you. I think a few people are in a couple of other places. So 10-minute walk home. Food's over here, and so on and so forth. And each team has at least a couple of Hopkins people. So again, make good friends with them. They'll show you where to go to eat, where to buy groceries, do other things. Oh, and Jenny and Matt actually have been quite enterprising. They've been producing these little pamphlets about what to do over the weekend, fun things happening in the city. They have other information about where to buy groceries or pharmacy and so on and so forth. So, yes, Ruth?
You may want to mention, they plan the dinners on Thursday?
Yes, we do. Right, okay. Right, okay. So the rest of the workshop goes something like this. Every Wednesday, we'll have a plenary speaker, right? So starting this Wednesday for the next 5 Wednesdays, the plenary speakers at about 10:45 in the morning. They're all in this room, Ruth? So we meet here, the speaker gives us a talk about some interesting topic, and at the end of the day talk, there's a lunch. So we all get together outside over here, eat food, we talk to the speaker some more, and that's a sort of I think of it as intellectual broadening. I want to know things beyond what I'm working on today. I want to hear about some topic in speech and language, or sometimes even outside speech and language. One of the speakers we're thinking of getting is somebody who works on bioethics, for example, who'll just tell us about what kind of ethical issues one thinks about when doing medical research or applying computer science to electronic health records and things like that. So these are interesting speakers from all over the country, perhaps all over the world. We have a couple of international speakers as well. That's on Wednesdays. On Thursday, we'll organize a self-paid voluntary dinner outing. So Jenny or Matt will send out an email saying who all wants to go, and we'll typically pick nice restaurants in Baltimore, and we'll just go out in a big group. And typically we ask in advance who's going, because imagine going to a restaurant saying, oh, we need a table for 30. So they like it if you give them a little bit of advance notice. And it's voluntary, but of course, most people, I urge that you come along. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't eaten crabs, Baltimore is a crab special place. There are other nice things around here. If you're vegetarian, don't worry. And so we'll go out, do some interesting food. On Fridays, other than the usual 3 o'clock cookie, Friday we'll have slightly special snacks. There might be ice cream, there might be pie. It's a surprise. Ruth will surprise us with something, so Friday is a special. And one other thing, on Thursday afternoon at noon, some of us will meet with only the undergraduates, because these guys are special. We want them to be PhD students, go on to become professors or lead the field. So we want to make sure that they really follow what's going on, and we'll prepare them to sort of do a few things other than what everybody else knows how to do. So we'll sort of meet with them. So it's going to be, I think, are you free, Jason? I think you are, right? For the Thursday meetings?
So not this week.
Okay, all right. And then there'll be a few others. And typically what we do is we get the students to give practice talks, tell each other what their teams are about, just build your research strengths, if you will. And what else am I forgetting? Yeah, team leaders. I'll meet with you guys at 4 o'clock on Mondays, starting today. And that's pretty much all I can think of right now. Part 2 of the program will be in the lab. So at the end of this, we break for lunch, and we come back at 1:30 to the lab. Everybody settles down. Carl and Adapo will be there. We'll make sure your computers are connected up. If you need to know how to connect to the Wi-Fi, if you need a wired connection, if you need an extra monitor, we'll try and get you an external monitor, whatever you like. So we'll set that all up this afternoon. And then at 5:30, we'll have the picnic. That's part 3. Right? So I will see all of you in the lab, or most of you in the lab, and then hopefully I'll see all of you at the picnic. Any last questions? No? All right. Have a good lunch. See you in the lab. And for those on the web, thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you at the closing presentation.